Good morning, everyone. It's HHV the Judge on the 11th of the 11th, this wonderful weekend of remembrance. We are going to look at a race at Newcastle, who stays probably their best quality flat meeting of the year, or one of certainly the top two. And quickly before we start, and I welcome the Judge, let me say, if you want the whole Newcastle card marker, you can have it at the link below this for a £5 on the week that we did the 375 to 1 double. We're going again. We're going to cover one race here. You can have the whole bally lot for a £5, and remember, you do the nap and the next best. This race isn't either singles and they're on double. Get everything in that big multi-bet, bet small to win bet. It's the HFC way. Now, Judge, how are you, my friend? I know you've not been so well, have you? Been the old Tom Dick this week?
I've had a shocking week, mate. Really, yeah. I think I must have had the old COVID. I'm finally on the mend, thank you. I've just got it in my chest. Other than that, and the horses have been running accordingly as well. Keep rattling to win, but not quite getting past the winning line. But today's the day.
I suggest to you that winners are the tonic you seek, my friend. And let's see if we can get you some today. Obviously, I'd rather mine one, even though you're ill. Best to be honest, Judge. Very much. Thank you very much. Right, we're going to do the 240, and all you golf, we're not going to do the 205. I've just been told about another race. I've moved on to it. Sorry about that. 205, the Virgin bet every Saturday money back. Sounds all right, doesn't it? My bookie didn't do that. Any day of the week. And it's the Wentworth Stakes for all you golf fans there. It's a listed race over 6 furlongs. Now, bit of housekeeping. I'll go through the horses. We have 2 non-runners, significant non-runners, I would say. And the 2 horses that, in their own way, have been HFC big horses this year. Sophia Starlight, who did the business, of course. Was it in the Ripon big sprint?
Don't remind me up. So you know very well what race it was. Grace and Wilfred.
I'm winding him up. And the other one, Grant Tour. Fantastic. What a horse to be involved with, that would be. And Awan Lepar is out as well for Breeders' Cup winning trainer Mick Appleby, a horse who's placed at Ascot in big sprints. There were 2 serious contenders here. It's very unfortunate that we get 2 out in an all-weather race. So one thing's for sure, Judge, it ain't the ground.
No.
Now,
well,
let's go
through
through
the ground in a minute.
Oh, he's off already. Let's go through the horses, then we'll bring the Judge on. Sense of Duty has been cut because of the 2 non-runners. A best price 5 to 4. We then go Al Bashir for my old school pal Andy Taylor Racing at 6 to 1. Brad the Brief 13 to 2. The incredible Aberama Gold, who we saw go in again at Donny last weekend. Takari Bay also at 9 to 1. Embrace has been cut to 15 to 2. That's the market mover. Secret Angel and Glorious Angel, same colours as Sophia Starlight. So, wow, they were having a go at this race, weren't they? They're both 25 to 1. And Sweet Harmony is the outsider of the pack at a huge 80 to 1. So, Judge, you want to talk about the ground? Let's get that out there and then go through the race for us with your selection, please.
I just want to say, especially you're more probably aware of this as well. There's been a massive eye draw bias there. There was 2 6-furlong races last night, and the results were 8, 10, 9, and 7, and then 7, 9, 10, and 8. So basically, the top 4 stalls finished in the first 4. It's been happening quite a lot there recently. So if you've been being drawn low there and out in the middle of the track, you can get into the treacle. So I was quite keen on Sophia Starlight before it just got pulled out, because obviously it's drawn 11, and I felt it was the definite guaranteed race. Which it's not going to be now. And there's a few prominent racers. Without a doubt, Sense of Duty is different class to this lot. She has definitely got the class angle. Just a little bit concerned, at the price she is now. I'd rather take an each way punt against her. I've got nothing against the form, but just at fight, it's not really my bag. So for me, I'm looking at Takari Bay here. Admittedly, being outpaced over 7 doesn't look too good for a 6-furlong race. If they do go very hard here, if anyone watched the sprint race yesterday, I can't remember the name of the horse was now. It was tailed off after about 2 furlongs, and it ended up running on. That was a horse coming back in trip in the 6 furlong handicap there yesterday. So for me, if Takara Bay can actually sort of like tag onto the back of them with about 2 furlongs to go, he should definitely be in the frame. And he's got a nice eye draw, so won't be marooned in the middle of the track. He's got to say, in terms of RPRs, he's the second best in on RPRs, so he hasn't got much to find in the race. And he's I think he's nearly a double figure price, 8-9 to 1. For me, I'm just going to have to go Takara Bay each way.
Yeah. Well, of course, Newcastle is Holden's golden #1 track. Excuse me, for profits. I won't give too many secrets away, Judge, but what I can say is you certainly made a valid point about the draw, and a senior racing figure who must not be named unless somebody sends me a serious amount of cash, then I'll name him. I can be bribed. Let's be very clear about this. But he said, not just to me, but to a few people, that if you want to spot a non-trier up at Newcastle, look for the jockeys who are keen to avoid the near side rail. And look for the jockeys when they come around the bend who stay at the far side. Now, I'm not saying that's true, folks, but you watch racing at Newcastle and you make your own mind up on that one. Yes, the Golden Highway. And interestingly, Judge, the Golden Highway was very, very prominent last night. Not so much so in the earlier race meetings this week, and there's a hell of a lot of racing there at the moment, as I know, producing card markers. The matchsticks on the eyes are proof of that. Now, so again, to muddy the waters, don't be 100% convinced that that track hasn't been harrowed this morning, big style.
Yeah, there's always that to it. Yeah.
Well, it will have been, and that doesn't mean that the Golden Highway won't be there. It could mean it's not as pronounced as it was last night. Without being harsh to it, a lesser meeting in quality. I think they're going to have all the ground staff out from the crack of dawn there today to try and get this as fair as possible, because ITV are there and it's a big, big day for the track. So just be a little edgy on that one. Now, your selection, Takara Bay, if you want to shortlist some of these sprints at Newcastle, another little tip, inside tip I'll give you, look for those horses that have won over further. And of course he has. The Takara Bay's won over 7 and won a good race over 7. However, Judge, we do these things. I try and get Jolly's beat week after week. And I just looked at this race and kept coming back to sense of duty. Now, to be fair to me, that was pre-non-runners, but I'm going to stick to my convictions. I think Al Bashir will run a huge race for Luke Morris and Andy Taylor Racing. I really do think it'll run a huge race, but I think they've all got a big, big problem here. And sense of duty is a class act. Now, last seen at Ascot, the ground is given here as soft. We know through the times that was not the case. That ground was extremely heavy and extremely slow. And I think she just did not get through it. I think they're reporting that she's done some really scintillating work. She's only had 2 runs this year. So she's not a horse that's coming here fatigued like many of these that we've seen week in, week out. I think actually at age 4, she's still got some improvement in her. She's rated 106. The other thing is, Judge, Kieran Fallon takes the ride. He's drawn in 4. I've been watching this guy. I watch every single race that's run at Newcastle because we've got our card marker service. And I'll say this to anybody. This kid is riding Newcastle better than anyone I've seen since it's been put down as an all-weather track. There are always jockeys that are said here. Luke Morris is one. Danny Tudhope is another, and they do ride plenty of winners here. But I tell you what, you watch Kieran Fallon ride this. He knows exactly how quick to go. He knows exactly, uncannily, about the best positions to take. And it's not always the rail, like I said, it's not always the rail here. It often is. I just think he's the last piece in the jigsaw, Judge. You've got the best horse with the best that's fresh. I'm going to completely put a line through Ascot and look at that good third on debut when all the paddock pickers said she needed the race. You got a trainer who does well here, less miles on the clock than the other horses. I think this could not just win. I think this could give them a good hiding today. Now, I wish the others were running because Sophia Starlight would have created a real pace to go at.
Yeah.
But it's not. There'll still be somebody who goes from the front here and grabs that rail. So I think Fallon will just tuck in about 4th place and in the last furlong. They might not see where she has gone. I wish it was bigger. I wish they were running it was 2-1, 9-4, but it is what it is. Yeah. Take 5-4. Now, the interesting thing about this meeting is Newcastle has got the lowest percentage of winning favourites of any of the all-weather tracks, possibly any track in the world. So there are bookies who will stand a jolly there. It's like the old Lingfield, Barry Dennis. What's your favourite racecourse? Lingfield. Oh, why is that? Do you like the setup? Do you like the whatever? No, I like the fact that loads of favourites get beat. That's the way bookmakers think. Depending how the early races go, best odds guarantees will protect us. 5-4 is just about all right for this one. I do think she's a class act, but you never know. There could be a risk that there's a few gambles at bigger prices, and she gets pushed out to your 6-4, 13-8. Let's hope that's the case. So for me, I am all over this jolly. I'm sorry for the lack of originality, but if you can't get them beat, sometimes I think you've got to row in with them. So it's sense of duty for me with the brilliant Kieran Fallon on. And for the judge, it's the classy Takarib Bay who has won over further. So what you're going to see, Judge, or want to see in your supporters is a real lickety split from the gate.
Like last time, Spangled Matt was the horse that won the race last night. I was thinking about. I'm a little bit concerned about Alpha Shear on the track, aren't you? I don't think it's got any all-weather form at all. So I'm surprised
but it runs well. Yeah, but it's run very well on ground that horses who like that ground tend to run well here. There is that.
Personally,
I think run a huge race. But I take your point. I'm saying
and draw two as well.
Yeah. But Luke Morris rides this place really well.
Yeah, attacking well.
And I think it comes here in really strong form. But yeah, sensitive for me. Takarib Bay for the judge. Why not get the whole Newcastle card marked for you with the #1 card marker service in the country? Newcastle card marker available at the link below. Right, Judge, good luck with your club bets today, and I hope you are feeling better for Monday, mate.
So do I, mate. Yeah, I think I'm on the. I was going to say I'm on the turn, but it can always be taken the wrong way there.
Not that type of show, Judge.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, I think we'll leave it there. I'll see you Monday, everybody. Have a great weekend. And I'm Judge.
Be lucky.
Yeah, yelled that one, but we got there in the end.
Holding horses.